Like, what the actual kind of drugs was I on? No drugs, no drugs. But I'm just saying. Hello, my beautiful, well, that was aggressive hello. Hello, my beautiful YouTube friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Hallie, if you don't already know. So, I just panicked and forgot what I was talking about. If you guys have not been following my Instagram, I mean, I'm sure you know if you like watch my videos consistently, I have been doing a lot more fitness content. I have blown full force into fitness content, and that's because this is what my channel and my Instagram account both started as. I started as wanting to be a fitness account and stuff like that, and I find I have so much passion for health and fitness, but I have never done a fitness journey. I've never told you guys my fitness journey, and I feel like if I'm gonna do this thing correctly this time, if I'm going to tell you guys about fitness and stuff like that and like the things that I know, I feel like you should know what I've been through to get to the point where I'm at, right? Doesn't that make sense? If you enjoy health and fitness content, please make sure to subscribe because I make a new video every single Monday. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment down below some things. If we share anything similar in our own fitness journeys, comment down below and let me know your fitness journey. I would love to hear your guys' journeys. But we're just gonna start right away because I think this is gonna be a long video. It's been a long time since I started my fitness journey, so let's just go right into it. I literally had to write everything down on my computer so I wouldn't forget anything. But starting off when I was 3 years old, we're starting real early. Till I was 3 years old, all the way up until I was 20, right? No, all the way up until I was 21, I danced. I did studio dance all the way from the ages 3 to 18. So that's kind of where my fitness journey kind of began, was in dance. I had always been a somewhat of a smaller frame. Obviously, I went through parts like every normal kid where they gain a little bit of weight before a growth spurt. But other than that, I was a fairly small kid growing up with a smaller frame. But I was also pretty muscular. I got that from my mom. It's definitely genetic. We both just kind of build muscle pretty easily and we're both fairly defined. So just based off genetics, I can get defined pretty easily, and that's still continued as I've gotten older. But when I was little, like you could see like in my arms and stuff, I looked pretty muscular for the most part, especially for a little kid compared to some other kids. So I did dance my whole life, and then around the age of 14, 15, I tried a weight training class at my school for the first time. And originally it was kind of supposed to be like a blow off class. I didn't really care. Like normal kids, when they take a weight training class, that's pretty much what it's for. And I didn't really like it, but it was more of the people in the class. I didn't really like it the first like half of the semester. The second half of the semester, I started to see progress in the fact that I was gaining muscle and getting stronger, and my form was getting better, and I was able to lift more, and I started to really fall in love with that feeling. So that's kind of where my love for weightlifting all started. With weight training, I also took a class called Peak Performance, which was basically you do an hour of cardio every single day, and it was intense. Now my school had trimesters, so I would take like weight training one trimester, peak performance the next trimester, but I only had one trimester where I did both back to back. So I'd go from like weightlifting from an hour to doing peak performance for an hour. That was insane. Don't really recommend that, but those two classes I fell in love with. This is all where where my love for this like sort of stuff stemmed out of, and it also helped I had really amazing teachers in those classes. But my whole love for weight training and exercising came from these two classes. This is the starting point basically. And then my senior year of high school, I did weight training and peak performance. That was the year I did them at the same time. And then I was also on my dance team at our school, which is different from studio dance that I was doing. Just different, basically, people who run it. Like dance team is with your school and studio dance is with a whole separate studio that has nothing to do with your school. I was going from weight training to peak performance right into dance team to going to like ballet at night. And I was at the top performance wise of my like life. Like I could run a marathon probably easily at that point. My cardio health, wonderful. Senior year, top performance literally of my entire life. I don't think I could ever have that good of cardio health ever again. Then I graduated high school, obviously went on to college. I joined my college's dance team and stopped weightlifting consistently because obviously I was doing it as a class in high school, and it's really hard to find time in college, especially when you're a freshman and trying to incorporate school and sports and social life. So it was really difficult for me to find time to weightlift. I did every once in a while if our dance team coaches like put it in a workout that they wanted us to do, but other than that I didn't really do it. And then I also did gain the freshman 15. Woohoo! So I started off my freshman year at 130 pounds and then gained up to 145 pounds by the end of my freshman year. Part of it was a lot of just like fat because there was a free dessert bar. Duh. And part of it, I think, I want to believe that like my body was somewhat maturing, as in I was just getting older kind of thing. Just because I can't even imagine myself back down to 130 pounds. Like if I go back and look at pictures of myself in high school versus like now, like my body just looks young in high school, you know? Like it doesn't look mature enough. So I wonder if my body was partly maturing, but I definitely had a lot of snacks. So I did gain the freshman 15. Sophomore year, middle of my sophomore year, I ended up losing like 10 pounds after like during Christmas break. I think it was due to stress because a lot of stuff was happening in my school life. I got back down to 135. End of my sophomore year, I found out I was pregnant with Paisley. So that was a bit of a complete shock. She's a wonderful surprise. Throughout my pregnancy, I gained about 30 pounds. For the first time in my life, I was super consistent with the gym and really pushing myself during my pregnancy. Obviously, I didn't want to hurt myself. Paisley's fine. But I did work out and like lift heavy weights during my pregnancy. And I think that's part of the reason why after I gave birth, I was able to bounce back so quickly because I already had the strength. Like the strength was already there. Taking 2 weeks off was not going to hurt anything. And I say 2 weeks because after I gave birth, so now we've gone through, I gained 30 pounds in my pregnancy, super consistent during my workouts. Right after I gave birth, I was going crazy in my home. Chris basically said, why don't you just go to the gym, even if it's just to walk on the treadmill? Because they say to wait 6 weeks before you do anything. And I'm not a professional. Please do not hurt yourself. Please go to your doctor, make sure it's okay. I know a lot of like people were saying that they could go for walks with their newborn pretty much as soon as they were born. I had my daughter in the end of fall, probably closer to winter, so it was super cold outside. I was not about to take my newborn for a walk, let alone me go for a walk either outside. Just started walking on the treadmill, like watching a YouTube video, and then after about a week of doing that, I got bored of that. So I started to do exercises to try to get my abs back together because I did separate a little bit. I don't think I separated that much though, to be honest. I think my abs stayed pretty much intact, but I did make sure to do some exercises to get my abs close together. And then I also started with super light weight shoulder exercises and arm exercises, literally using like 2-pound dumbbells or 5-pound dumbbells and just like doing lat raises and trying to make sure the muscles in my arms, I could start gaining that strength back. My goal for me working out so quickly postpartum was not to lose weight. I didn't care about losing weight at this point. My goal was I really wanted to compete in dance, which meant I had to get my booty in gear right away and have a full 2 months postpartum where I could gain my strength back, rest and recover, and figure out all of that stuff. But because I weightlifted throughout my entire pregnancy, it wasn't difficult for me to gain my strength back. Obviously, I wasn't as strong as I was before I got pregnant because I didn't lift as heavy during my pregnancy as I would have before I got pregnant. After 2 months in January, ended December, early January, I started back up at dance. I started practicing with the girls again. I didn't do the very first competition that they competed back because it had to do something with like insurance and I needed to get cleared and stuff like that. But I did continue practicing with the girls. I stretched with them and did all that stuff, made sure I was really stretching at home. I focused a lot on my cardio. Since having Paisley to this point, I was about 155 pounds. When I started back at dance, I didn't really lose any weight and I kind of stayed stagnant at 155 pounds for a while. And then I competed in my first dance competition at 3 months postpartum, which was like, now thinking about it, I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like what the actual kind of drugs was I on? No drugs, no drugs. But I'm just saying, like, that's insane that I thought that, like, that's okay. 3 months postpartum, and I wasn't fully back up to, like, my original, like, strength in dance. I could definitely tell I wasn't as flexible and I wasn't as strong in, like, my jumps and stuff. I'm not saying that it was bad. Honestly, like, for 3 months postpartum, I'll take it. It wasn't to where I knew I could be. Then, at the end of my junior year, the good old panorama hit, pandemic. We had to go home, we were stuck in our houses. At this point, Chris and I did not have a home gym. I started to try to do some just stretching indoors, took some a little bit time off. I gained probably a couple extra pounds. And then I started doing at-home workouts using like bands and stuff. About a month after COVID started, Chris and I started to decide that we wanted to build a home gym. Now, we were lucky because my dad gave us some weights. So at that point, I started to weightlift quite a bit, and I really pushed myself in the summertime, again thinking about the fact that I wanted to be way stronger when dance came around my senior year than it was my junior year. I wanted to like show people that even after having a kid, I could still dance and still be in a college sport. My senior year, when I started dancing again, I was sitting at about 150 pounds. At this point, I hadn't noticed a huge difference in my body shape. I might have lost a little bit of weight, but I was still sitting at that between 150 and 155, depending on like around my period when that was gonna be. I felt so much stronger than the year before, but I still wasn't like 100% there. And then around November, in between, I wanna say October, November, sometime around there, we ended up getting our brand new weightlifting like plates. We got the nice Rogue rubber plates and the Olympic bar, so that was really cool. That's what I actually use now. Those were really cool to be able to use and I was so happy we got those. It made a huge difference on our home gym game, and for me to be able to lift heavier, huge difference. I could do a lot more in our home gym at this point, but with the way that Paisley was sleeping and like just our schedules, Chris wasn't back at Planet Fitness like he is now. He was still working at home. I was trying to find the time to work out when Paisley was napping and during homework and all that stuff. So I mainly at this point just pushed myself a lot at practice, and I didn't really work out at home a whole ton. I would lift every once in a while, but I mainly pushed myself at practice, and then if I didn't work out at home, it was no big deal. Then January and February of 2021, it came around, and that's when we start to compete for dance team. I was so proud of my performance level in my dance team. It started to feel like my freshman year self again, and I felt the strongest I've ever felt in a very long time. And I was still around between 145 and 150 pounds. But I had so much more muscle. I had so much more endurance at this point. Like, I felt so good going into dance team this year, beginning of 2021, and actually being able to perform all the way. The difference between the year 2020 and 2021 was insane. And this was the point where I actually started to see a lot more changes in my body, was at least 1 year postpartum. So March is when dance ended and I was still going to class. I started to lift a little bit more consistently at this point, just because I needed something to fill my time. I did gain a little bit of weight, so I gained about 5 pounds because I was lifting consistently. Well, I was on and off lifting consistently. It just depended on how tired I was, if Paisley napped. This is the point in time where Paisley would not nap every single day, so it would be a hit or miss if I was able to work out that day, and I would rather do my homework than work out because I was still in school at this point. And then when I graduated, I decided that I needed to focus a lot on my stress levels and sleep, because at this point Paisley was still on and off, sometimes waking up in the middle of the night, waking up like every other week. I really focused on trying to get her to sleep through the night so that way I could sleep through the night, and that made the biggest difference. Oh my gosh, you don't realize how much your body needs sleep until you get the sleep and you start seeing progress. And then it hasn't been until recently when I started to actually be so consistent in the gym. It's only been the past like couple of weeks where I've been super consistent, been watching what I eat and trying to eat more nourished meals, and I've been feeling so good about my skin, and I'm so excited for you guys to continue on my like health journey. But that's pretty much my entire health journey up to this point. I'll try to like put a ton of pictures in this video so you guys can see like a visual reference of what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with where I'm at right now. So Obviously not perfect by any means. This definitely, when they say fitness journey, it's a full-on journey. And my throat hurts from talking so much. If you guys want to continue on with my fitness journey, make sure to subscribe and we can go on this little journey together. Obviously, I'm still learning a bunch of things and I want to be able to have you guys learn the same things as I'm going through them. Maybe you can teach me some things. Follow me on Instagram because I plan on posting more like reels and workouts over there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit more about me and more about my fitness journey. I love you all so much and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.